Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something really big, really vibrant, Indian cinema. We've got some fascinating sources here.
We do. And it's a true global powerhouse.
Yeah.
The scale and history might surprise you. It's way more complex than people often think.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Where do we even begin? How about the absolute start?
Good place. India's first full-length feature film.
Right, Raja Chandra. That was 1913, directed by Dadasaheb Pal. That feels like the foundational moment.
It really was. And what's fascinating here is how that legacy lives on. The highest award in Indian cinema.
The Dadasaheb Pal Award.
Exactly. Named right after him. It's for lifetime contribution, so it connects today's industry right back to that pioneering start.
That sense of history is strong. But here's where it gets really interesting for me. The sheer scale today.
Oh, the scale is mind-boggling.
India produces the most films every year, right? Something like over 1,500 movies?
Yeah, over 1,500 films annually.
Okay.
And get this, in more than 20 different languages.
Now, 20 languages. That's incredible diversity.
It is. And that actually helps clear up a common point of confusion. People hear Indian cinema and think,
Bollywood.
right, just Bollywood. Bollywood, specifically the Hindi film industry based in Mumbai.
Ah.
But India has so many other huge, thriving regional industries. Think Tollywood for Telugu films, Kollywood for Tamil, Mollywood for Malayalam.
So each has its own stars, its own audience.
Absolutely. Its own distinct flavor. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it paints a much richer image than just Bollywood alone.
And these films travel, don't they? They're not just huge in India.
And not at all. They have a massive global reach. Especially the ones with, the big song and dance numbers, the drama.
I heard they're really popular in places like Russia, Nigeria.
Yeah, Nigeria, Japan, Egypt, all over. It's a significant cultural export.
And financially speaking, there's been some big milestones, too.
Definitely. A key one was Amir Khan's film Kajini. That was 2008.
What was special about Gajini?
Well, it was the first Indian movie to cross the 100 crore rupee mark at the box office. About 20 million US dollars back then.
Wow, okay, so that was a big threshold.
Huge. It really signaled a new level of commercial potential and ambition for the industry.
And speaking of popular films, we have to mention Diliwal Dulhania Le Jayenge, DDLJ.
Oh, absolutely. A cultural phenomenon.
Came out in 95, right? And it ran continuously in one Mumbai theater.
For over 20 years at the Maratha Mandir. Can you imagine?
20 years. That's more than just a hit movie. That's part of the cultural fabric.
Totally. It became iconic for a whole generation.
Now, beyond the box office and popular hits, there's also incredible artistry recognized internationally.
You have figures like the legendary Bengali filmmaker Satyajit Ray.
Right, he received an honorary Oscar, didn't he?
Yes, in 1992.
Oh.
For his massive contribution to world cinema. His work is just profound.
It makes you think about the talent pool overall, not just directors.
Exactly. This raises an important question about the performers, too. You have stars who started incredibly young, like Sridevi, Kamal Hassan.
Urmila Matondkar, too, I think.
Yes. All started as child actors and became huge stars. And then you have absolute titans.
Like Amitabh Bachchan.
A living legend.
Yeah.
And think about playback singers like Lata Mangeshkar.
Her voice is iconic.
Iconic is an understatement. She holds a Guinness World Record for recording something like over 30,000 songs.
30,000. That speaks volumes about the industry's output, too.
It really does. The sheer volume and the level of talent needed to sustain it.
So what does this all mean when we pull it all together? We've got this incredible history starting from 1913, this immense scale, films in dozens of languages, global reach, legendary figures.
It's a cinematic universe all its own.
It really is.
And maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. How does this unique mix the tradition, the constant innovation, the sheer volume? How does all that reflect India's cultural identity? And how does it shape its influence on the world stage?
That's a great question to ponder. There's clearly so much more to explore. We hope this deep dive gave you a good starting point into this amazing cinematic world.